Did you show off the key to the Lamborghini?
No. We did not show the Lamborghini key in the last video, but we would be happy to make a loan on a Lamborghini if anybody needs a loan. I know that I do own a Lamborghini, and I needed money about 2 years ago on this Lamborghini, and I went to good credit and good income and everything else, and I went to U.S. Bank, I went to Bank of America, and I went to Wells Fargo, and I said, hey, I need a loan on my Lamborghini, and they said, we don't make loans on Lamborghinis unless you're buying a new Lamborghini. Once you own the Lamborghini, you can't get a loan on it. So apparently I needed to come to myself to get a loan on a Lamborghini, but those were, liquidity is an interesting thing. When you have money and you have income and you have assets, everyone loans you money, and when times are bad, no one will loan you money, sort of except us. We don't mind loaning money when times are bad, because usually we're holding on to the collateral and we're comfortable with the collateral. The main purpose of this video, though, is not to discuss why it's hard to get credit when you actually need it, but to discuss selling or getting a loan against a watch. Watches are a great item. They're very valuable. They're small. We like loaning against them. A lot of people won't loan against watches because watches tend to be more difficult to sell. Most of your pawn shops in town are going to look at a watch and they're just not going to give you a fair price for it because they don't have a good outlet for selling the watch. Normally you walk in there with a gold ring and they go, oh good, it's 27 grams of gold. I'm paying $19.25 a gram. Therefore, I can offer you this much money. On a watch, you've got all sorts of things going on. You've got, do I have a real watch? That's the main thing. There's a lot of fakes, and some of the fakes, like on some of these Rolexes, we've seen some terrific fakes. But, we know what to look for, and I can't say that we bought a fake yet, which has been nice. But, you're looking for the serial number. Some of the newer watches have engravings on the inside. Just the workmanship on a Rolex is really impeccable, and you'll once you've been doing it a while, you can really just pick it up and handle it for 5 or 10 minutes and go, that that clearly is fake, or that one, the dial's not going to spin quite right on the fake one, the hand's not going to move like it should. There's a million things even without getting it open where you'll know whether you've got a real or a fake piece in front of you. But on a watch, the determination of value is sort of how old the watch is. Watches do depreciate, whereas if you look at a 1978 Rolex President versus a brand new Rolex President, the difference might be the 1978 might be selling at $5,500, full retail in a store where someone was selling a used, good condition watch, and the new one might go for $12,500 on the used market. And if you walked into a jewelry store, you might be buying it for $25,000. So the same watch, people want the newest, latest, and greatest. And we've seen, we bought a Rolex about 4 months ago that they purchased at the Bellagio for $12,800. We paid typical dealer cost on a Rolex about 50% of retail, so the dealer's making about double what the watch costs, and we ended up buying that watch for more than half of the retail value, which was unusual that we would pay more than dealer cost. But it's a very hot watch right now because they just made a design change on it. It's got the new, it was a Rolex Submariner with the ceramic dial around the edge. So it depends on what you have to sell as to where it's going to be able to go out. Another thing that's real relevant on watches is that if you have the box with the watch. If you don't have a box, the watch still has value, has considerable value, but it's harder to sell the watch without a box than it is to sell a watch with a box. And it's surprising that it's that much more difficult. But for instance, we have this Rolex Submariner here, which I think we overpaid a little bit on it, but it's perfect. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the watch, but it's taken probably 4 to 5 months to market this watch out. The watch has an engraving on the back which tells who gave it to who. That lowers the value on the watch. The watch doesn't have a box. It doesn't have papers. you've got a perfect watch with virtually no wear on it. But if we had no engraving, the box, and the papers, it probably would have been worth another $300 to $400 more, and it probably would have sold almost twice as fast. If you ever have a watch, you want to save the box and papers. Another thing is, we do a lot with Breitling watches. We seem to like Breitlings. Alex, who works with us, has a number of Breitlings, feels very good about them. The more, I guess it's a little bit like a car, the more tricked out the watch is, you would think you'd be adding value. This piece here is a beautiful Breitling with, we believe, a factory bezel on it, factory diamond bezel, and with the diamonds running all the way around the watch. This is probably a $20,000 piece, new. We took this in. It was broken when we took it in. We spent $570 repairing it. Took 2 or 3 months to get it back from Breitling. We had the top marker replaced, which was missing. We had the entire watch rebuilt, and then we had it polished. But what I'm getting at is, while you would think that you're increasing the value of the watch by putting diamonds all the way around it, it's cool. It looks like it belongs in a rap video, but it's not going to sell very quickly. And then when you compound that with it not having a box or papers, it becomes slower moving. People really like to see that original receipt. That adds value to say, hey, I paid $15,000 for this watch. Here's the box. Here's the original bag. They love it, and they're like, wow, I can buy it for $4,000. It's terrific. Whereas when they see the same watch here that was $15,000, we're having trouble remarketing it back out. Or this Breitling Bentley, which I believe we have up at $3,800 without a box and papers. And then we're going to pay eBay about 10 or 12% to sell this out if it does go out on eBay and doesn't go out to one of our local customers. But this watch here, again, no box and papers, really creates some problems for us. The watch has been a little slow selling, and we didn't yield as much as we thought we would out of this piece because of the lack of box and papers. So watches, though, we will take them all in. We've got a Movado, we have a little Bulova, we have, which had very, very low value, I believe. The Breitlings, the Rolexes, Patek Philippe's, crazy, crazy valuable watches. This right here is a Maurice Lacroix, which was Phases of the Moon watch. This watch was $9,850 new. It's in perfect condition. Nobody really wants these, is the problem. We have it available for sale at $800. That's a pretty, gives you an idea of what something depreciates in value when no one's interested in the watch. It's available for $800 and no one really wants the watch. Tag hewers, we've seen it depreciated a lot. We do take in quite a few of them, but you want to bring them in perfect with a box and papers. Just the watch alone, we will take it, and we'll pay you, I think, more than anyone, because we don't have a lot of tag inventory right now. We've sold it off. But something that was $3,500 new, they seem like they produced a lot, and they've sort of dropped in value. And but then I had an Omega Planet Orange, which was from what the star was wearing, the Quantum of Solace movie, $3,500 list price. And I know we paid high to the customer. We sold it high. Terrific watch, super trendy. Not a lot of them out there. Going great, whereas the tags seem a little busy right now. So, but watches, I don't think you'll do better with anyone in terms of buying or selling. If you're looking to buy, we've got a good selection of them. We work on a thin margin, and you can feel good about what we've bought it for, about what we need to sell it to you for, and where things need to go. And when you're selling to us, you can be assured that we're going to need enough to cover our costs, and we've got to sit on it, because you can't just go sell a Maurice Lacroix watch immediately, or even some of these Bentleys. They've been 4 or 5 months to sell them because they are difficult. But in order to get the right price, you're going to have to wait a little while. And so that's what we do: is we provide either a loan or instant cash against the watch, and then we worry about marketing it off for you. So thanks for your time. Any questions, do bring the watch down to us or call, and we'll be happy to answer whatever questions we can. Thanks for your time.